And then there were two. One game remaining, two teams, both of them already in the playoffs, but battling for position and maybe that #1 seed in the bye in the first round of the playoffs. Archers and Whipsnakes next on ESPN+. Take a look at the PLL standings. And the Archers, both Archers and Whips look great today. Shot clock winding down, and a goal. You mentioned all the offensive pieces for the Archers in the open. You didn't even mention Matt Moore, but he's right there.
No, and it seems actually kind of disrespectful because of the season he's had. He's led the league in unassisted goals. This time, though, he plays alongside Schreiber. And this one is a pinpoint pass. And Tommy Schreiber, the patience, getting back to his left hand to find a righty shooter and Moore. Just what the doctor ordered in terms of playing with all these playmakers. Bring in, just Matt Moore.
Yeah, guys, Will Manny told me he thought Matt Moore was actually the steal of the draft. He said he thought the team got really lucky that he dropped to 4. And then when they selected Moore, Manny thought, who the heck is going to cover our guys with the short sticks? Because we're going to be a matchup nightmare, and they have been, guys. That he dropped to 4. And then when they selected Moore, Manny thought, who the heck is going to cover our guys with the short sticks? Because we're going to be a matchup nightmare, and they have been, guys.
Boy, Nartella, you said it right off the top, Kark. I mean, he had one shot on the first face-off of the game that went awry. He wasn't going to miss that time. Right smack dab in front of Dobson, and he evens the score at 1 apiece.
In 2020, in the bubble in Salt Lake, Zed Williams was the MVP of the league. Right behind him was that guy right there. Joe Nardella was incredible. And when he wins the draw, he is a lethal scorer. Back to his days at Rutgers. You have to respect him. And once he gets around that 2-point arc, you got to go up and play him if you're the Archers. Like, Joe Nardella is not your average face-off guy when it comes to creating offense.
You didn't know really what to expect from him for the Water Dogs against Baptiste, but he held his own throughout the entirety of the game. This has not started off very well for the Archers at the face-off stripe, and it continues to go downhill.
Brad Smith, two-handed midfielder. Basketball background, understands spacing, but also lethal change of direction. Look at that plant foot right there. That's where he gets Jared Connors. And just that lefty drop foot.
Now, they do, though. That hit off the pipe, and they reset the shot clock, and it gives Marcus Holman an opportunity to score.
That was an interesting scenario. It looked like the shot clock was zapped, but it might have hit.
That's what it did. It hit the outside of the cage, or the pipe, not the cage, enough to reset the shot clock.
So you see this desperation shot. No, it hits Bernlohr's stick.
Bernlohr.
That is a legit restart. Manny recognizes that. You see Bernlohr disgusted in the low angle shot by Marcus Holman. Wow.
Zed Williams and McNeil, those are two large athletic individuals. Loose ball in front, McNeil couldn't pick it up. Zed Williams does, though, and scores.
Zed's got the awareness. Ball's loose, picks up the chain.
Game here, gets it back to Ambler, but his foot slipped out from behind him. Couldn't get himself set to take a shot. Would have been a tough angle anyways. Over here to Holman. Cutting Fields, he scores.
I mentioned to Mike Earhart with all the options, right? There's so many elite lacrosse players on this Archers offense. Connor Fields is one. I firmly believe he's still at the top level in the professional lacrosse ranks. Look at that shot, too. Absolutely hammers it with a bounce shot, time and room. So smooth off ball, too. Understands where the seams are in the defense. He comes off a pick on that far side to get free. And Marcus Holman that time. And this is what I love about the Archers, too. Holman's known as a shooter. can pass the rock, too.
In this game and getting some minutes for the Whips. Rambo, forget about it. Just forget about that.
Respect the game. They scout him as a hard lefty, as they should. He senses that. He's behind the cage. Shutting off that left side, Rambo dictates the matchup by getting into the body quickly and then rolling on Ratliff. And the slide is just too late.
Shut off, though, by Matt Dunn. Talk about quick feet, Matt Dunn. The long pole. Shot in the goal. Now that's Grant Ament, the one we know and love. Injuries slowed him down this year. Picked up his first goal last week. Gets another one today.
He's being assertive. I like it. And I respect the fact when he first came back, the offense was humming, and he doesn't want to assert himself too much. But he's one of the best players in the world. He was the attackman of the year in the PLL a season ago. He's getting healthy, and he can get to pay dirt. You think of Ament, you think of passer first. But he has that quick change of direction, elite foot speed, and low-angle shooting ability with both hands. That is a righty scoring lefty. Matt Rambo is a lefty scoring righty. You're seeing the versatility of the game's best.
The way he finished on that two-Clark, if you're worried about your hamstring, you ain't finishing like that.
Because you got to make up those possessions, Cotter.
Hey, big little coming here, right? It's okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Rambo
Drive him.
on Ratliff. Just powers his way in front of this goal and scores.
He's a beast. And he's so tough. And he understands pay dirt as well as anyone. And he'll take a lick. He doesn't care. Matt Rambo is pure compete. And that's twice on Ratliff. And when you have Zed Williams being occupied by Graham Hassick, Rambo's getting the #2 defender on him. So he's going to the rack. Zed's occupying Hassick. Matt Rambo, over the last 4 years.
And just like that, Brad Smith, who scored in that first quarter, scores again here in the second. Whipsnakes extend their lead.
Very similar goal, too. Aggressive plant foot. Selling one side to get to the middle of the field to increase his angle. Look at that drop right there. That is a beautiful left foot drop into the turf to increase his angle. But more importantly now, that's the second time he's beaten Jared Connor.
Two-man game behind the cage. Got Ratliff switched off him and he scores! Got the matchup he wanted, Cart.
I don't think he cares, Cotter. This is his game. This is his show. He's got fire in the belly and will not be denied, whether it's a long pole or a shorty. And Trey Leclerc. He's used his right, he's used his left, he's going through the air.
He and Zed behind the cage. Just a formidable duo. Now Zed trying to get underneath the defender. He does. Still holds the ball. No initial indication. We do have a flag down. It's a goal.
Foul on the play was a push that gets wiped out by a good goal. We're all even. Face off.
Connor, the theme of this game, it's simple to me. Attack the archers from the dodging perspective. Whether it's poles, short sticks, who cares? Our playmakers, if they're attackmen like Zed Williams, Matt Rambo, we're going after them. And Zed, with brute force, gets underneath. Hassick almost gets that desperation check and then soaks the body check.
Look at the handle on this.
Yeah, the handle's crazy.
Archers are challenging this play. Smith has no angle. Zed from below. Still 15 to shoot. Shannonchuk now up top. Cutting to the goal and scoring.
Brad Smith. It's a lacrosse player. That's his third of the day, and we've seen him twice from up top and then flushing behind. Off-ball awareness. You see the early almost double to Zed Williams. Forces the Archers then to overcompensate to his side of the field. And Brad Smith recognizes that and just cuts back door. Beautiful awareness. That's one Dobson needs more support from the team defense. This is the rookie's first start. He's allowed 8.
The quarters. Schreiber. Just no room at all. But in front, that's a tough angle shot and a goal by Grant Amen. Almost no angle at all. And he went far corner.
It's been tough sailing for the Archers. They're playing the top statistical team in the PLL in terms of defense. Whips only allowing 9 a game. But the secret to the success of the Archers, their ability to pass. They have a quarterback behind an Ament and a quarterback up top with Tommy Schreiber. They're the #1 assisted team in the league because of plays like that. When you have balance in terms of playmaking passers behind and up top, shot off every single time.
2-point shot. Man, Bernlohr, Stone. Now we go the other way. Got another broken stick. Shot, goal. Transition offense. Zed Williams on the receiving end.
Last game I talked about Jack Kincannon being the best goalie in tight in the PLL this season. From the outside, guess who it's been? Kyle Bernlohr. When a defender comes down with a 6-foot pole, throwing heat with a bounce shot, and then you give it to Big Mike Earhart in transition, one of the greatest long stick midfielders ever, to Zed Williams, who scorches that opposite corner on the righty.
Trainer on the move. Let's see if Will Manny can get something going on this end. Finds Trainer beautifully, and he scores.
Little twister. Trainer knows he's running out of real estate. It's either go behind the back or roll out a twister. He decides on the latter. Will Manny strikes in transition. Beautiful cut by Trainer. Goals are hard to find today against the Whipsnakes. And settled, not happening. Transition, you got a shot.
Behind the cage. Gets it to Amen coming out of the box. Archer's back at full strength. And attacking. Ambler behind the cage. He's on a shorty. He'll look to make something happen, and he does.
This is an awesome take by Ryan Ambler. Runs in from the box. He's feeling it. Archer's only down by 2. Takes this thing full circle. He's a two-handed lefty cradle guy, so once he gets above goal line extended, if his hands are free, it's good night. He's shooting. So right here, his hands are free. And that's exactly what he's looking for. He's coming around from behind the cage, above goal line extended.
He'll still have possession and be man up. Off a pick. Rambo to his left, scores!
I mean, I sound like a broken record. He's going to the rack, and no one's stopping.
Good goal. Good goal. Foul on the play by Archers, #1. 1 minute, unnecessary roughness. Man down, face-off.
Holman's going to sit anyway, so goal is good, and you're going to be man down for a minute.
He starts with Latrell Harris, and then the slide's too late.
Final minute of this third quarter. Cole gives it up to Chanchuk. He shoots and scores.
Second best team in the PLL on the power play. Close to 50%. It's ball movement, it's the skip by Rambo. That is a beautiful pass to Cole. And right away, Cole realizes the defense is stretching out to him, but the adjacent is Mike Chanchuk. So it's the two-way, it's the double assist or the second assist from Matt Rambo that makes that play rain. The skip.
Voice. Zed. Chanchuk scores. That'll work too.
Look like the foot might be on the line. They'll give Chanchuk one. But regardless, what's interesting about this shot to me is Chanchuk catches it and he hardly moves his feet, just showing you the power from the hips, right? Like, he catches that, turns and torque all in one motion. Known as a big outside shooting threat right on the line. The mechanics and how the stick gets back behind his shoulders and his head area all in one motion. That's just like you're dealing with Joe Nardella.
Making runs that much more difficult. Wild shot from Ament. Possession stays with Archers. Ambler gets by his man easily. He'll dive and score. That'll give the Archers a little juice cart.
Ambler's on to something. 7 games coming into today, 6 goals, 2 assists. But his 2 unassisted goals in the second half give the Archers some fight. Gets underneath his defender and airborne. When he leaves his feet, he actually dives the right way, 45 degrees to increase his angle. If he dove on a flat plane, he was going to meet Kyle Bernlohr head on.
Back at full strength. Khan comes on the field for Whipsnakes. Zed uses a pick. Now he's got the shorty on him. Smith's got all kinds of space, but instead he gets it to Khan inside.
Methodical possessions in the fourth quarter with a face-off man like Joe Nardella backing you up. It's the one more. Brad Smith has been special on a Saturday in Denver. Hits the rookie Khan.
Make up some ground.
Yeah, I'd roll out Trey LeClaire. I think he's the best option from 2.
Fields just got a little bit of space. Now help comes. Holman shoots and scores. Okay, there's 1 or 2 to be more precise.
He's a pretty good option as well. Won the accuracy challenge in the All-Star game, was also All-Star game MVP because of his shooting ability. More of a righty wing shooter. Rarely do you see him out top from that spot, dropping 2, but it's desperation mode. And Marcus Holman answers the bell. Well placed, too. Look at the placement here. Bernlohr, the lefty. It's a bouncer to the offside pipe. It's pretty accurate.
Yeah, from distance. So now it's 3. Holman and Ambler. Over to Will Manny. Behind the cage to Ament. That's Trey LeClaire, far side. Ament to Manny, and he scores. That gets Archers 1 closer, Kark, and maybe it gets Will Manny off the schneid a little bit here offensively.
No one moves the ball when they're clicking like the Archers. Trey LeClaire with a carry. That carry gives Grant Ament 2 options, right? Continue on for a low angle sneak. And then when he sees the pressure coming cross crease by Bryce Young, camped out is the lefty finisher, Will Manny. It's beautiful recognition by Grant Ament. A lot of guys feel like, okay, I have that spot on goal line extended, I can sneak this one in. Claire, to me, should be deeper in that offensive set, maybe coming off a pick to shoot that too.
Ambler, under 15. Claire isn't even on the offensive end. Holman can't get anything off. Won't be able to even get a shot off. Horn sounds, that's it.
I don't know why LeClaire wasn't out there.
He was stuck on the defensive end the whole time.
Doesn't make sense to me.
Horn sounds. Whipsnakes hang on. Archers made it interesting at the end. About midway through that fourth quarter, it didn't look like that was going to be the case, but it was. But in the end, the Archers now dropped their second straight. Whipsnakes, meanwhile, continue to lead the league. They improved to 7-1.